Okay. So, we're on this verse here. Violently tossed amidst waves of disturbing attitudes and karma, plagued by hordes of sea monsters, the three kinds of suffering, we seek your inspiration to develop an intense longing to be free from this monstrous ocean of boundless and vicious existence. Okay, so that is seeing primarily the first of the Four Noble Truths, the truth of dukkha, that everything in cyclic existence is unsatisfactory. One thing that's important when we're meditating about the truth of dukkha is to not only see our human realm as unsatisfactory, but to see the God realms also as unsatisfactory. Yeah, at our level now, we may think, well, who in their right mind would want to be born in one of those God realms, because you know, you just get entangled in all your attachment if it's a desire realm God, or you know, you're blissed out in your samadhi, but what use is it if you're a form of formless realm God? So we may think, you know, why does somebody even want to be born there? But little do we realize that there's a lot of attachment to those states of being, and that attachment arises especially when we start developing deep concentration. And so there can be a tendency when, you know, serenity is attained, serenity is shamatha, or calm abiding, when that is attained, to really just crave that bliss of samadhi. And if we do that and stop there and don't realize, don't have full revulsion for all of cyclic existence, then we're not going to have the impetus to realize emptiness, and so we won't attain full liberation. And instead, the mind just gets so kind of like, you know, like a moth to the light, you know, gets so entangled with the bliss of samadhi that we stay there, and then that creates what's called the immutable or unwavering karma that creates the cause to be born in the corresponding level of the former formless realms absorptions. And since one of the defilements is attachment for the upper realms, these levels of deep concentration, then that arises and the mind stays in that kind of state, in that kind of rebirth, until that karma ends, and then kerplunk down to the lower realms again. Okay, so it's very important in developing renunciation to have renunciation for all of samsara. Okay, and it's important also when we talk about renunciation to realize that we're not renouncing happiness, we're renouncing dukkha. Many people get that messed up, and they think, oh, Buddhism talks about renunciation. That means that I've just got to suffer, and through suffering I will attain enlightenment, you know. And then that is what brings, you know, these kind of very severe ascetic practices of self-torture, which, you know, is something that the Buddha really discouraged. So we have to remember that we are renouncing or giving up dukkha, the unsatisfactory experiences, and their cause, the 6 root afflictions and all the other afflictions. And the purpose we're doing that is because we want real happiness. Okay, so we're not giving up real happiness, although we do want to go past the dukkha, or the unsatisfactoriness of change, which is what we ordinary beings call pleasure. Remember that one? Yeah, that one suffering has gone down and the other one's still small. So that we do want to give up because we see it's unsatisfactory. Yeah, but that's another form of dukkha. But real happiness is not something we want to give up. Okay? And also in practicing the path, it's fine to have enjoyment, it's fine to be happy. Okay, there's nothing evil in it. What we want to be aware of is getting attached to that happiness, because the attachment is what gets us screwed up. But sometimes we can be just as attached to something when we don't have it as when we do have it. Okay? Because we can look, you know, when we're craving some new object or craving a relationship or something, we can be very attached to it before we even have it. So having it isn't the only way to be attached. Okay? And similarly, not having it isn't the only way to be attached. So, you know, it's fine to have happiness, but we just want to avoid, you know, getting stuck in it and being satisfied with ordinary pleasure that doesn't cut it in terms of bringing lasting peace and happiness.